Welcome back, everyone, to the Catch a Glimpse podcast on iTunes and Spotify and on YouTube visually. This is uploaded Sunday at 7 a.m. on iTunes and Spotify and 4:30 p.m. on YouTube. If you want to check out with the visuals, you can see it is me, Keaton, and Ryan is here.
Oh
Frankie
my
is
God,
not.
where's Frankie?
Uh,
No,
Quick glimpse.
no.
Better off. Let's go.
Oh, he quit glimpse this
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
Oh my
Exactly.
God.
But
I'm not giving him $1 million to join back. Sorry Frank, you're gonna have to
nah.
get a cut. You're gonna have to get a cut of like $10 or something.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you guys so much for joining us. This is episode 15, I believe. Um,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah, I think that's true. Last week, make sure to go check out last week's episode and the prior episodes if you've never watched this podcast before. We just kind of talk about a little bit of everything around here and in our lives and news that's
Why
happening
haven't you watched the
currently.
other episodes yet? Huh?
Yeah, it's a little
Or are
weird,
you just procrastinating? You're seeing this one come out and you're like, oh,
but
let me just check in.
I would say if you haven't been watching it because you've been doing stuff, I respect that. But you can always just have this, again, no visuals, iTunes, Spotify, early in the morning, commute to wherever you gotta go. But we'll just hop into it. So
Yeah, my point exactly.
yeah,
So I had this intuition, I had this dream that aliens came down, and it was the worst because you could either have that really good alien dream, and it's just like, oh, okay, they're one of us, but then there's that one dream that's just like, oh, I'm gonna kill everything. But I had that alien thought, right? And then how my head works, it doesn't really work very well. So what I did
oh gosh,
was is I made a scenario for this podcast. You're gonna think, where did this come from? But let's say you, Keaton, an alien comes down and he goes, "Hello, human. I only have a very little bit of time on this planet. What are your top 5 movies?" What
okay.
what do you tell this alien that the world's top 5 movies are?
First, I just want to say, for the people viewing the podcast for the first time, we go in from that intro and just little like, this is about everything's of our lives. So I had a dream about aliens.
Yeah, listen, man. I, it's not my fault, all right? I
Okay,
have,
no, yeah, it's a good topic. Um, oh, that's hard to think about just
Yeah, this is just
because
brand new alien. He's like, "Oh, hey, this is planet. Never been on it. What's your top 5 movies?"
that's tough.
Mine's Glorp
Um,
Glorp from Gling Glong.
yeah, he gives us his top five. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I think those are probably my top five as well. Um, that's tough because like I don't know, I
I
haven't
w-
watched like tons of movies,
I would
but
100% give him like different genres, not like Little Nemo, my Finding Nemo. I wouldn't give him that because that's obviously like a kids movie. He probably wouldn't understand
yeah.
it. Like,
Um,
fish talk on your planet?
what? Um, I would say like, well, my for sure number one is a Truman Show.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Remember, this guy probably has no idea, or alien has no idea anything. So if he sees that, he's gonna be like, "Well, is this?" He'd probably be rethinking his life.
that's true. Yeah, and then I guess if you were to tell him, not that I don't think this would be in my top five, but like Marvel movies,
Yeah,
like
I
if
would. Yeah,
if you were to like show him that, then he'd be like, "Wow, you guys have some like stuff going down here,
you
huh?"
guys got a lot of issues.
Yeah, what the heck?
I
Um,
think if I were to give him a top 5, it would have to start off with me telling him that some of these are real, some of these are fake. Not everything on a movie screen that you see on planet Earth is real.
yeah, big disclaimer.
Yeah, I would tell him top 5 movies you should watch. I give him a actual history movie. Is Schindler's List a history movie? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's World War II?
Yep,
I'd give him Schindler's List.
that's a really good movie. That'd be my top five.
I'd give him probably an Avengers movie just so he can see the fake like esque to the movies. I'd probably give him Infinity War just so he could feel that like gut wrenching pull at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Um, give him a comedy. I'm thinking either Step Brothers or Dumb and Dumber. Those are, easy. Um, wow, that's three. Give him maybe a horror. Give him Paranormal Activity, the first one. Um, and my last one. Oh, jeez. So gave him a history one. Gave him a scary one. Gave him a like a superhero. Um. Oh, jeez. Yeah, sure. Give him a kids movie. Throw him off a little bit.
Yeah.
Which ones are real? Which ones are fake? Give him like give him like Ratatouille. It's like, oh, you guys
There
have
you go.
talking rats too. Let's
What?
go.
They can cook?
They can they control your minds like we do. Yo.
I think that's a pretty good list. I think I'd have to think about it quite a bit more than the amount of time given, but I think my top five would probably be like Truman Show. Um,
Good movie.
I'd go Nightmare on Elm Street, first one.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, that's so tough because I really like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But I
Yeah,
do Nightmare on Elm Street because I think that's cooler in terms of like the
yeah.
dream stuff. Um, then I'd go Dark Knight trilogy. I don't know which one I'd pick, but one of the
All right.
Batman movies. Then yeah,
Giving him
Schindler's
a
List.
history movie. You're
Yeah,
picking Schindler's List.
I'd also pick that because that's just a really good movie.
You got like 1912. I think that was the movie, right?
1917.
In 1917. That
That's
was
a
close.
that's a really good one, but I really like Schindler's List. But maybe
Okay.
because you picked Schindler's List, I'll pick 1917.
All right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Don't copy me, dude.
yeah, and I think I got one more. Um,
Yeah.
I
You got
do
one more.
a little bit of I do like a kind of a kids movie, Cat in the Hat. It's like the live action
Ooh.
one. I can't tell you
Okay.
how many times my family has seen that. It's like
Oh,
it's
jeez.
it's amazing. I'd either
Ooh,
do
what if we
that
gave him
or
like Harry
Elf.
Potter?
Ooh, that's good too.
He'd be like, yo, okay, so your planet has wars, superheroes, and
And
wizards.
wizards and talking fish and rats.
Oh my god.
What's up? This place is sick. See,
Oh
and then
yeah,
he'll
that
be like, "We can't destroy it now because this place is
right.
too
He's
cool."
like, this planet is great. I'll be back on Saturday.
Yeah,
Um,
we vacation here now.
yeah, but anyway, I think there's a game coming out that is coming out in the next month or so, and the beta for PC is coming out. Call of Duty Vanguard. Uh,
Wow.
that Call of Duty, just from what I've seen, my beta for PS4, I play on PS4. Frankie and Keaton play on PC. My beta time is over. I never really played it because I don't really like spoiling like good games for myself. If I'm playing a new game that I think is going to be decent, I won't play the beta because I don't want to get adjusted to beta weapons
Mm.
and then jump into the game and be like, "Well, this was good in the beta. Why isn't it like good now?"
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but PC players, Keaton and Frankie are going to be I don't know when this comes out, if the video will be out, but we're gonna
Um,
be filming stuff
this will
for
this will come out the second day of the open beta. So if you didn't
okay,
pre-purchase, you could still hop on. So this will come out
yeah.
Sunday. Um,
So the boys will be getting clips for
yeah.
Vanguard beta.
Yeah, so after this podcast, the next Wednesday, so our normal Wednesday 4:30 p.m. uploads on YouTube, we will have a Vanguard beta video out. So,
Our first like Call of Duty
yeah,
gaming video.
our first like actual gaming video on the channel, which is crazy because we've almost done
Not
this
with all
for a
three of
year.
us yet, but
Yeah, yeah. But once and I'm gonna say this in the video, like once Vanguard comes out, I think then we'll really get into even more like YouTube gaming on our channel instead of,
for
just
sure.
like the virtual stuff. Because I think,
And I do have like a couple people who ask me in real life, like, "Hey, when are you guys like releasing gaming stuff? That Minecraft one was pretty decent." Because like
go
some
check out
people
that video, Minecraft speedrun. Me and Ryan were poggers at Minecraft speedruns.
Yeah, we got world record #1. But they asked me like, when are you guys uploading more gaming stuff? Because they enjoy the in real life stuff. It's just they they heard like down the grapevine that we're gonna be posting more like gaming stuff,
Mhm.
and we've only posted one gaming thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, depending on who you are, you might enjoy the gaming stuff. You might enjoy the real life stuff. We're a variety of people.
Yeah, and like with our uploads, we're in college, so trying to do like in-person stuff is
Yes,
hard. Ryan's in college.
I'm in college.
And so us like alternating between virtual videos, just like the Scriblio stuff, anything we can do online because we're not in person,
I
and
guess we
then
did do Scriblio.
yeah, but
Okay,
then
well,
in-person things like we have some stuff recorded. We're about to record another video as we're filming this. Tomorrow we're recording in person because Frankie's not by his setup. That's why he can't do the podcast.
yeah, we didn't really tell him like where Frankie was. We were just like, oh yeah, he quit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he's not at his setup right now at his
yeah,
college dorm. He's actually returned home, to some family and stuff like that. So he
yeah.
doesn't really have a setup to record on.
So we'll get another in-person video. We have like three that we're gonna alternate with. I mean, we'll have like the Vanguard video come out, and we'll have an in-person, probably another virtual, and then in-person, and then
Yeah.
keep flip-flopping until we get to winter break, to where we'll do more in-person videos. But
Something
then,
random before you go on to Vanguard. Before the podcast, I asked Keaton. I said, "Hey, should I put on push to talk just so in case my mic buzzes because it did buzz in the last episode." I set up that keybind. I've been using it up until now. I didn't push down the button, and I'm still talking. So I
nice.
messed it up, but we're gonna hope that it doesn't buzz.
Yeah. About the beta, like you said, you don't want to like spoil the game, if it's
Right.
like good gameplay. I see where you're coming from, but same time, if I had like the chance, because it is very much like you play a beta and then a lot of stuff can change. I know when
Right.
I
Right.
played the beta for Cold War, when that came out, I like just played it quite a bit because I was sick of Modern Warfare and Warzone, and so like
Yep.
that was fun to play different Call of Duty. And I thought that like maxing out a weapon in the beta, they were gonna keep your progress and like your level
Yeah,
and stuff.
that too.
They didn't do that, so that
No.
was pretty lame. I don't know, like they haven't stated, at least from what I can see, if Vanguard is the same way. Because if you get to level 20, you get an exclusive like weapon skin or something, and
Really.
then yeah, and
Hmm.
then like again, you can hit whatever level, and then you can level up your guns. So like Phase Jev, I know he maxed out like almost all the stuff on PS4 when that beta was open. Now he's on PC and he's maxing out everything. So I don't know if the progress is transferring. I would hope at least some of it is. Like if maybe your level doesn't, but like your
Is the game
weapon
cross
XP does.
progressional?
Oh, you're buzzing.
Oh shoot. Is is the game
uh
cross progressional?
um I don't think so. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Well, isn't it just tied to your Call of Duty account?
That's
So
what
I
I
would
thought.
think so, but I'm not sure. Maybe in the beta it isn't, so then that's kind of making me think that you don't get to keep your progress out of the beta. I'm not sure. But if they could give us something a little bit more for playing the beta and like leveling up the guns and spending our time, because there's this is, I guess, not going into actual Vanguard talk. Each gun can get to like level, I don't know, 60 or something, 70.
Really?
There's like tons of attachments. I think it's 60 for most of them. And so literally like leveling up a gun to 60 just to be able to use like the good stuff on it is going to take eons.
I
Like
think personally they should make it so that, you're on level 1 gun. You level it up to 2. You get 2 attachments for that level.
mhm,
A reticle because if from Modern Warfare and Cold War, there is at least what, 25 reticles?
yeah.
Like you at least need to level up a weapon and then get 2 attachments on that one level. They
Yeah.
don't make it so that, oh, I need to get to level 45 to get this barrel, but, I got to go through 30 something other levels of reticles to get that barrel. Like, I'm not using your freaking telescope
Yeah.
rifles like scope.
Yeah, I definitely think how they have it isn't good because they could just like you get a decent amount of weapon XP from me playing the beta and and we're just laughing because of buzzing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like watching my little. We're on Discord filming these, and I'm looking at like my little green box, and this mic only picks up the buzzing and when I'm speaking. So if I'm not speaking and I see the green buzz, I try to mute as quick as possible. Keaton saw the mute. I'm guessing, started laughing at it. Oh,
Um,
sorry.
I don't know. Oh yeah, so like you can play like a match and you can level up your gun. It depends on the game mode and everything, but maybe like three
Right.
times, like decently. So if you have like double XP, you can maybe go through like 5, 6 levels if it works exactly like 1-to-1.
Yeah.
So you could max out a gun, let's say in 10 matches. I highly doubt it. I would probably put it up to like 15. And so like 15, you're not always going to like have like a really good game to get that much XP. You're not always going to have double XP on. It's just kind of painful.
I wonder if they give you the tokens from the last two games into Vanguard.
I don't know as well because from
Because I know that
MW19 to Cold War, you
they do
didn't.
that.
You
No,
didn't have
what?
all of them. You only
But then
had
eventually they gave us all of them.
I don't
Because I know that from Cold War to Modern Warfare, I have the same tokens.
So, okay, if they do, that'd be amazing because I have like tons
Just
just
pop them
stored
all.
up. Yeah, then I just pop them all. Because again, it's just gonna be like a grind. Like it's just gonna be a lot, and especially if like you want to use new guns in the new game, you're gonna want to level them up. Guns that
Right.
are gonna be max are gonna be way better than guns that aren't gonna be max. So if you're just facing sweats that are only using the STG maxed off start and you're trying to level up all the other guns, it's going to be painful. If you're trying to do camo challenges, which if it's the same way it
I
is
feel
in
like that's gonna be so much
MW19
fun.
and Cold War, then you're going to have to level up the guns up first to unlock the camo challenges to then complete the camo challenges. So in that sense, the grind is essentially doubled because you have to get your gun to level 60 first to
Right.
then be able to actually do the camo challenges. So I think it's just they're putting too much needless grind into it
And on top of
when
that, if you don't have, attachments for that weapon, they're gonna be dropping bundles. So
yeah.
if they're like, "Oh, you're working on the STG uh camo challenges and you don't have the right attachments for them, here's this bundle, shoots you some lasers and gives you the right attachments."
Exactly.
You think Vanguard's gonna have laser guns?
I don't think so. It took
Dude,
it took
if
Modern
they have a
Warfare
store,
so long.
right? Why wouldn't they?
I
I
feel
mean,
like
people are gonna argue that it's not realistic. This is like World War II times, but they're gonna have bundles.
yeah, but out of IW and Activision, you don't get like that cool stuff from IW. You get that from Activision. It took IW all the way until Cold
So you're
War
saying we're
came
looking at
out.
supply drops
No, I hope not. But what I'm
because
saying
IW
is,
was supply drops.
but yeah, I would hate that. But what I'm saying is like Cold War had like the cool like guns and camos, and then that stuff is essentially came out for or Activision had the cool guns and camos, and that was in Cold War, and that stuff came out for IW because it was in Warzone. They had to, put that bundle in both the shops.
Right.
But I think the World War II Vanguard like gun skins and like bundles and stuff will probably be like a lot of operator things if I were to guess, and then maybe
Okay.
like I don't know, like maybe I don't know, like neon. I think that's like as like nice as it's gonna get.
Cracks a glow stick, puts it on the end of his gun.
Yeah,
Like,
you just pour it on top. I don't know.
That'd be a cool like emote, and then just permanently on your gun until you die.
Yeah.
You know, cracks a glow stick, cuts it open, pours it on his gun. And every time you go into a dark lit area, it just lights up. I mean,
When,
it'd be bad for you, but
yeah. When were glow sticks invented?
when were glow sticks invented?
Yeah.
Oh shoot. I don't know. It was back in World War II times,
I don't
right?
know.
I mean, it's just a chemical.
You instead, if it's not historically accurate, you just have a flare and you just like
I mean,
put it on the side of it.
then again, there's like a reticle or whatever that was not made in that time,
Oh yeah, all
and
the reticles are scuffed.
somebody said that it wasn't historically accurate, and then they responded to them saying the events and locations are historically accurate, but some of the weapons might not be. That's
Yeah,
what they legit said on Twitter.
because
So
you
we
think about
might as well get laser guns.
that's true, but you think about the last World War II game. That was the bad thing about it was they were trying to be historically accurate, and so
I
like
liked
the
World War II.
reticles. I mean, it wasn't that good of a game.
I
It
got a
was
bunch of
nice
no
that it
scope
was
on my channel, you know.
boots on the ground again after coming off of jetpack games for so long.
Yeah.
But like the reticles and stuff, they were all scuffed. And now in this one, they're like, yeah, we're just gonna make the like normal reticles that people could actually use. It's better for like comp, like it's better for CDL. People don't want to
Right.
watch it if it's like a little broken bottle on top of your gun, like it's painful. So they just made the reticles normal, like reflex sights and stuff.
I legit think there's a bundle on Modern Warfare that has that. Like, there's a broken bottle as the reticle. I think
Nice.
is it an AK? I don't remember, but that's so funny. You're
But
looking down like the little cork part of the bottle.
yeah. But otherwise, like actual Vanguard stuff, I mean, the game to me feels
I'm
pretty good.
excited for it.
Like the multiplayer is actually pretty nice. If you haven't like kept up with any Vanguard things, like anybody watching or you, Ryan, in general,
Yeah. No.
there's different like game modes, not just like TDM, search and destroy. Patrol is the new one. It's like a moving hard point, which is actually really cool.
Yeah, I saw that. That was really cool.
But there's also like different ways to play it. So like there's like assault pacing, tactical pacing, and blitz pacing. And so
Oh, I
it's
did see that as well. That is gonna be so
yeah.
sick.
And so it's literally just the same exact map. It changes like the limit. So like if it's TDM, it's not 75, it's 100 if it's assault, and then if it's not 100, it's 125 on blitz. And it literally just changes the team size. So it goes from 6v6 tactical to usually 8v8 assault to 10v10 blitz. Sometimes there's like I forget the name of it, like overloaded or blitz or something like that, and it's
Okay.
like 24 or no, it's
Ugh,
24v24 or something like that. On
on like a
like one of the
small map.
it depends on the map. Like it tries to scale it somewhat so you won't be doing like 24. Like if shipment comes out, which it's like
Oh,
rumored to,
jeez.
you won't have that. It will try and scale it so then like blitz will just be 12v12 or something. So,
Hmm,
but it's cool that there's different preferences to play the game because
right.
doing like blitz mode on those maps is a lot of fun, especially if you just want to run around and try and like get kills, level up guns, and find people all the time. It's not just like people camping, which is like
Right.
a really good way, I guess, to fix it. And then it's kind of nice sometimes getting into a 6v6 match and like just like sniping or something, so you're
Yeah.
not just getting straight up rushed, but you can snipe somewhat
Yeah.
better. So I think that's a really cool thing that they did. Another thing to combat camping is the ghost perk. You need to be moving for ghost to
For it
be
to be
active,
active.
which is
Yeah.
literally like that most obvious fix, and I don't
I
understand how that's not in something like Warzone.
And listen, with the new like game being added into Warzone, if they changed it, okay. Now this is a deal breaker for me because if they start changing things, right? Let's say they knock out a few weapons from each game, right? To make it so that it's not so overloaded with weapons. And they changed some of the perks that are copying into different games. If they were to just tweak a few things, like make Ghost from Vanguard the Ghost in general. Is it buzzing?
Yeah.
Oh shoot. The Ghost in Vanguard, overall the Ghost in just Warzone, right?
Yeah.
And then they just tweak a few things that have the perks copy over into different games. I think that will be so much better than having multiple versions of the same perk or multiple versions of a reskinned gun in one game. Then I would debate coming back and actually enjoying it.
And that's what I think should have been done from Modern Warfare launch to Cold War launch. It literally should have just been, okay, I get IW made Warzone and made it popular.
Right.
Raven is the team that like does most of the Warzone stuff. They suck at their job, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the
And
unpopular opinion, freaking Infinity Ward has more common sense than Raven Software.
I would give Infinity Ward at least that, because Raven Software sucks at doing anything in Warzone. So then you go from, Warzone, Modern Warfare to Cold War, and Cold War, it had its multiplayer and all that. Didn't have its own Warzone. It had its gun put to Warzone.
Right.
But now you're going to your third game. We know, like, we're like 95% sure that Warzone is being updated to the
A different
Vanguard.
map.
Yeah, different map and like the Vanguard like style. So it's not just gonna be like a reskin of Warzone again. Like it's actually gonna change the engine. Because it's
Right.
still the same Modern Warfare IW engine, but it's like a different version, if that makes sense. So the actual feel of the game is going to be updated. So then I just think to myself, well, why not just, okay, it's been 3 years, ditch the old guns? Because,
Right.
like, if people are going to cry and complain about buying their bundles and, like, oh, my gun skin, like, my whatever, my kilo with its tracers isn't getting transferred, like I'm not even gonna be able to use that gun anymore in Vanguard. Like I don't think you've been playing Call of Duty, my guy, for the past however many years COD games have been out. You literally jump from game to game. If you were to have bought a
Right.
supply
Yeah.
drop in a game, next year that thing's leaving you. Like,
Like Black Ops 2 back in the day got literally every DLC camo that you could possibly imagine. But, every zombie DLC from any game that has zombies. I'm not whining that, I'm not playing them anymore because obviously you could just put the disc back in and play it. You have it.
yeah. Yeah, and so like I just don't understand the entire thing of like we have to keep all the old guns. Like, what are we gonna get to next year's game? Let's just
And have
say,
four games guns in one thing.
yeah, let's just say it's like, okay, we had MW19, which is like modern. We had Cold War, which are older guns. Now we're to World War II, which are old guns. So
Now we're
let's
gonna jump
say,
to futuristic,
yeah, let's say next
right?
year, the next game is Black Ops 5. Let's just throw that
Oh
out there.
jeez.
And it's like semi-futuristic. So then we're gonna have semi-futuristic guns, four games and their guns in one war zone. Like that sounds terrible. So just like put the foot down now before people start buying more things and complaining, even though it's hasn't been like this for the past however many years COD's been out, and just like
Right.
literally halt the other guns, stop them from being used, and just have it game by game like COD. I'd I'd be okay if Warzone, because I think Warzone should just be remade at this point. It should almost come out like brand new I'd do it like every 2 years. Maybe you
Yeah.
have like, it should have been MW19 and Cold War together. Then it gets, because, IW holds like the game itself, they control it. So Activision doesn't really have a say in it. So
Okay.
IW could have had it been MW19 and Cold War, So a year from each. Then when IW releases their next game, aka Vanguard, they update it to their new engine, and then it would be Vanguard and whatever the next title is next year. So like at least every 2 years refresh the thing. Not that we're gonna have 4 years of guns in one, and then what, they just like never change it. So
And then just from now on, they just add a different guns, like games guns, into the same engine. Like
yeah,
you're 9 games down the line, and it's just like, yo, you using the 52x9 in Warzone?
yeah. The
It's
amount
the best
of
gun right now. Well,
Car
I think the
98s we'll
freaking Cold
have.
War Krig is the best.
Yeah, the amount of like Car 98s we have, like MGs, whatever, like it's painful.
Right.
And especially with how bad Raiden Software is with doing stuff with Warzone, like making the game good, they might as well just start from fresh almost. Like if they're
Right.
going to a new map, might as well just gut it and do like a Fortnite 2 and just remake the thing at this point. Because you
Yeah.
have like how many bad features in the game and you're not fixing them. So like might as well just start brand new with your next title.
Yeah, and with that, like I feel if they wanted to make the best financial move possible, because we all know that gaming developers, that's more than half of what they want. Um, make Warzone its own game. Maybe
Yeah,
just
there you
take
go.
Modern Warfare, okay, it's obviously owned by Call of Duty. Just call it Call of Duty Warzone. Don't call it Modern Warfare, right? And then have a Warzone game mode. Take Warzone as its purest it can be, make it its own game, and then obviously since you own the rights to each Call of Duty, put the guns from whatever into that one game, you know? And again, make Warzone free, but just have it separated from the Call of Duties, just for that plain fact of not needing to add each game's guns
Mm-hmm.
into that game. You know what I mean? And then have Warzone have its own store.
Yeah, I think they could do it two ways. Is like what you said, just have it be entirely its own game.
Right.
Or I think, oh gosh. I think
What?
you cracked for a second.
No, no.
I think literally like Activision and Treyarch and stuff should just make their own. They should literally just make Blackout 2. Like Blackout wasn't the best battle royale, but it was
Right.
literally it was like a year into Fortnite being the biggest thing, so I'm like they made the thing to try and compete with it because it's a COD game. And when it came out, you had all streamers playing that thing. Granted, they would
Yeah.
usually flip flop between like Fortnite and that, but like you'd have like Doctor Disrespect, you'd have Nade Shot, you'd have like whoever, they'd be playing Blackout. So what they should honestly do, because there's things I'd take from Blackout and put into Warzone to fix Warzone, because Warzone is such a dog game, because they never update the thing. There's things I'd probably take from Blackout. So if
Oh, dude, yeah, they updated it. They have those generators and trucks with antennas in the back of them.
wait, yes,
That was
yes,
legit.
like
It
that
was
doesn't,
at least
dude.
2 months. It was 2 months of nothing, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, let's update it." What do they do? Oh, here's a few balance changes and tweaks, and we'll add this big red container that makes noise, and this truck that's literally something you can drive in the game, but not this one. And then take an already skinned antenna and put it in the back of it.
Like yeah,
What are you doing?
you know how many like memes someone can make about like we have we have Warzone at home or whatever, like that meme, and then they look at Warzone and it's literally like one update every 2 months, and it's like this is supposed to be like the big event, like when Fortnite was at its peak, the events were literally streamed to so many people, it was
Yeah,
insane, and like everybody watched it, even if you didn't like Fortnite, you watched that like whatever event was happening, you just wanted to know what it was,
yeah.
and like the things would change insanely. Like the entire map would change. like
Yeah.
tons of guns would get vaulted, new ones would come up, a new system would be introduced, and then you have something like that in Warzone, which literally barely ever gets updated. So you'd think, because Fortnite gets updated like monthly, like at least like big updates at least once a month. Then you have something like Warzone, which gets updated like seasonally and then half seasonally, and the half season updates don't change the map or anything. That's just balance changes. And
Yeah.
the season updates should be the big event, but it never happens that way. It's literally, we had the tunnel collapse where the train went through, and then a week later it was back. What?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
broke, nobody could go through it, and then it was back. And then we have freaking trucks with
Yeah.
generators on the back. Like it's so
You remember the
sad.
satellites?
Yeah, like
The
oh,
satellites came down, and
let's
it's like, oh,
go.
you
And
can
then they
open them and then just get things, and
they had an event where you literally just heard missiles shoot throughout the map the entire time. Literally couldn't hear anything. Like, what are you doing? That's not like super
oh,
cool. Nobody is gonna stay up until midnight to wait for that to launch. Like, it's so bad. So honestly,
yeah,
Treyarch could have a really good shot just making Blackout 2, learning from what Warzone did well, because I think like the buy system and some stuff like that is really cool. But then literally just make Blackout 2. It would,
yeah,
I honestly think, would blow up. Like, because Warzone, I get the appeal for it. It's a COD game, and it's, you could level up your guns in multiplayer or whatever, and you kept that progression, then you could play Warzone. So if, they learned from that, Treyarch did, and let's say again next year it's like Blackout 5 or Black Ops 5 or something, and then they do somewhat similar style, I think that would honestly be like the biggest game.
yeah,
Because it's insane how bad Warzone is updated. And at least in Blackout, for it not being like the most popular thing, but now that they've had time to look back on what they did, it could be really popular. And they even did updates like the zombie stuff, like those POIs and things like that. Like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
honestly
they did.
think Blackout got updated more than Warzone has over the past year and a half of its lifespan. So,
Yeah, but how much time we have left? Just
um,
gauge.
like 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Okay, this will be quick. So to get off of Warzone, obviously this topic is very controversial, depending on what you play or listen to. This could go on for another 30 minutes if we wanted. But I have this topic. I wanted to talk about the rarest, like, valued items in the world. And just to give you, like, that spectrum of how insane it is. So it goes from virtual items to literally items you can hold in your hand. From, baseball cards to, boats to, anything that has a price on it. I just want to just give you the spectrum of how insane it is. So I have a video pulled up to my right. I have timestamps that I go to. It shows like the best valued items of the time. So coming in at $10,000, or $16,000 to be exact. Team Fortress 2. They came out with that update where you could wear hats and add effects to them.
Mm.
The
Isn't
most,
the Can I take a guess?
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Because if I try and remember correctly, because I played TF2 and I did some trading back in the day, is it like
Yep.
the captain's hat or whatever?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
the Burning Flames team captain hat.
Mm-hmm.
$16,000
Yeah.
for a virtual item.
Yeah.
And you're probably thinking to yourself like that's insane. Who would spend $16,000 for that item? But it also then goes up to CS:GO, which is another Valve game. And depending on the way that CS:GO works and case openings, if you haven't seen it or played it, you have a case system and you open that case and you purchase the key, whatever, you get an item in it. And that item can variety or be different depending on the gun, the wear of it, like if it's
Mm-hmm.
factory new, if it's battle scarred, stuff like that, the skin that's on it, and then the version of the skin. That all depends on what state it's at, and that'll give you a lot of money or a very little amount of money. This gun is called the Pattern 661 Blue Gem AK-47. $150,000.
Yeah.
And that, and again, another virtual item.
Yeah,
Uh,
Valve knows how
yeah,
to make some coinage with like
really,
open
yeah.
market stuff like that in video games.
And now we're going into physical items, Pokemon cards, right?
Mmm.
We have a first edition shadowless holographic Charizard. As of this video, it was $369,000 graded at a PSA 10.
Yeah, that's
Um,
crazy.
and nowadays, I'm pretty sure it's up to $500,000. Uh, which yeah is insane. There's also the Pikachu Illustrator card, the Japanese Pikachu Illustrator card, which is like $375,000, a little jump from three hundred and sixty
Yeah,
nine thousand.
just a casual
But
jump.
yeah, and then it goes into. Well, I'm jumping. I have the timestamp, please. Goes into baseball and basketball cards. This is where it skyrockets. First ever baseball cards were released in tobacco cigarette packs, and this one is worth $3 million for a for a baseball card in a freaking pack of cigarettes.
Who's it of?
It's okay. So the reason why it's so expensive is this baseball player's name is Honus Wagner, and he had his baseball card implemented into these packs of cigarettes, but then he didn't want them in them. So very little were made,
Oh,
and this
okay.
one was graded for $3 million, which is insane. And then it jumps up to an autographed rookie LeBron James card, $5.2 million. It only goes up from here because it becomes more valuable, more things that you can actually use.
Mm-hmm.
It jumps up to shoes and movies memorabilia. Goes up to John Lennon's first autograph, $850,000. Darth Vader's helmet, $900,000. Kanye West's original like Yeezy sneakers before they were even released to the public, $1.8 million.
I just want to
Um,
say, if you're spending more on like a LeBron, signature, like his rookie signature, I get that's like super cool. But if you're spending more on that than like a Darth Vader mask, that's pretty lame. I'm just saying, Darth Vader mask would be pretty sick to have. That's at least like
right, yeah, yeah.
tangible, and you could like display,
Put it
and it's
on.
not just like this little piece of cardboard or whatever it's on.
Yeah,
So,
you just wait because it's gonna get worse from here. Marilyn Monroe's white dress that she originally wore, 4.6 million. Dorothy's red slippers from Wizard of Oz, $6 million. Shakespeare's signature, $5 million.
hmm,
Didn't know that that even existed in this, this time. Let me jump to another timestamp as quick as I can. It goes up to cars now. Um,
Batmobile.
McLaren F1 LM, $19 million, easy pocket change. And then it jumps up to 1963 Ferrari, $70 million. Like, dude,
Yeah.
it some people can afford this junk, and it's insane. Um, and then it also jumps up to last timestamp, fine art
Oh
by
gosh.
Leonardo da Vinci and all those other artists. It's like it's $100 million for the one painting where he has like his hands against his face and he's screaming.
Isn't it just
And
called
then
Scream or something?
I think it's called The Screaming Man.
Yeah, something like that.
And then Mona Lisa
Hmm.
is a close like second. And then it becomes into the blurred lines of uh priceless items, that can't be priced because like Rosetta Stone, that
Hmm.
huge stone with like all the words on it. Um, it goes up to you know the Easter Island like statue heads. You can't
Yeah.
really sell that. Um,
This is
yeah,
kind of cool thing to bring up with like priceless things. There was
Hmm.
this a little random, but there's this stone, or it was like maybe a gem or a jewel. I'm not exactly sure which it qualifies as, but it was used, um, like video effects back in the day. It would be how they do like their green screening, was
Okay.
shooting it with this stone, like in a camera, I
Oh,
believe.
yeah.
And it was like a flawless way to be able to key out the green screen. There would be no like fringing on like the edge of whatever you keyed out. You want to get like that green, whatever. It would be like
Yeah.
flawless. It was perfect. And it would literally be better than what we can do today. But we can't do it anymore because like we don't know where it is anymore. And
Yeah.
it's like a once, like that's the only one. Haven't been able to remake it. This like whatever, and it's gone. And it's just like insane that that thing is probably like also priceless. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
so.
And you were talking about how, something that's little and a little piece of paper being worth that much money.
Yeah.
I didn't really say it, but there's this one point where stamps were a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
And people back in the day would use so many stamps, and they had to make an emergency like stamp creation, whatever. Well, what will you? There was like 10 stamps that were made, and this one that somebody found back in the day was worth 1 cent. But now that this person has it framed and what is it? What am I thinking of?
I know what you're thinking of. I can't.
I can't think
If
of the
I
word.
were
It's like authenticized or
if I were to
something.
pronounce it, I would also mess it up. But
But nowadays, it's worth $10 million.
authenticated, I think.
Authenticated. There
Yeah,
you
there you
go.
go.
$10 million
Yeah.
for a little piece of paper, dude.
Inflation.
Infl- inflation. Yeah,
um.
that's my time. Thank you for listening to my TED talk.
Yeah. Thank you. We have like some old pennies, and
Ooh,
like our
okay,
oldest one, I think it was 1920 something. But
that's insane.
the coolest thing is that we have pennies that, because it's not all about just being old. It's about
Yeah,
like the uniqueness and like the story behind it. So I've already forgot what you said about one of the things before, but it was like one of the ones that you listed wasn't just that it was like famous or whatever, it was that it was
okay.
unique. And it's kind of like the same thing with this penny that we have. It like broke the penny machine. So it
Oh,
was double stamped. And so a double
okay.
stamped penny, is cool. And so it's worth more than just a normal stamped penny from that time. So
Yeah,
stuff like that I find is pretty cool.
yeah, for sure.
So,
I mean, and something with coins. There's this coin called the Aureus, sells for nearly $4.2 million. It's like a gold coin. When they killed Julius Caesar, he like made this
hmm,
coin to like commemorate himself.
nice.
Thought I'd point that out.
Well, if you're
But yeah.
looking to spend that much money on my double stamped penny,
Yeah,
uh, contact
let's
me
go.
at busyglimpse@gmail.com. Um,
For sure.
but otherwise, I
Three
think,
$3 million. Yep.
yeah, $3 million, I'll take it. But otherwise, I think that will probably wrap it up for this podcast, unless you have anything else to say, Ryan.
No, that's pretty much it.
So, thank you guys so much for watching this episode 15 of the Catch a Glimpse podcast, uploaded 7 a.m. on iTunes
Peace.
and Spotify, and 4:30 p.m. on YouTube with those visuals. If you want to check that out, make sure to go check out our link tree, which would be, the easiest way to check out all our socials. Also, go to
Yeah.
our Instagram and TikTok for some quick and easy content and any announcements that you need to keep up to date with what we are doing here.
Road
Comment.
to 100 subscribers on YouTube
True that. Road to
by the end of the
100
year.
subscribers on YouTube. We're getting pretty close. If you don't know, we started January 1st of 2021. So exactly January 1st, 2022 will be our 1 year
Yeah.
mark. So if we could get 100 subscribers, that would be insane. Thank you very much for doing that if you have already. Otherwise, like, comment, and subscribe, to YouTube, and review us on iTunes and Spotify. It helps us out very much. Comment on Instagram, anything you want us to talk about, or, any questions you got, we'll answer them. You could be
Yeah,
the
we say
first
this
one
every
viewed.
episode. You could be the first one.
Yeah.
First one.
It could be literally like a 3-word question, and we'll answer it. Trust.
Yeah, literally, like, say on podcast my name.
Yeah.
We will like
We'll do it
legit.
because
We
you're the
will say
first,
your
okay?
name. You
So,
get special privilege to whatever you want us to say.
yeah. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Go check out our Wednesday uploads, 4:30 p.m. on YouTube, and otherwise I think that's it. It's been Skeeter, Keaton, and Ryan Snapperdoodle. Frankie's absent, so
Yeah, screw you, Frankie.
screw you, Frankie. Goodbye.
Goodbye.